good morning, good morning. Welcome to Sierra Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Reverend Rafe Ellis, and it is my privilege and honor to be the senior minister here at Sierra Center. And so, before we get started, let's find out what's in the room. What is alive in you this morning? One word. What's alive in you this morning?
Gratitude.
Gratitude.
Community.
Community.
Participation.
Say again?
Anticipation.
Anticipation.
Perfect health.
Perfect health. We'll take 2 words. If you're joining us on Facebook, YouTube, or Zoom, I encourage you to participate by putting what's alive in you in the chat. Okay. So, we're going to get started right off the bat with our first 2 community songs from our musician this morning, our board president, Madalyn Gale. Here we go.
And our good is unfurled.
Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you, thank you. All right, let me see where I'm at. Who are we? So, it is my privilege to remind us of who we are and to share with any guests that we have who we are. We are a radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, supportive, intrafaith community that celebrates the diversity of creation. We strive to live authentic, practical lives through a practical application of spiritual principles. We engage in sacred practices that uplift our spirit, deepen our awareness, and ignite our soul's self-expression. We demonstrate active compassion to ourselves, each other, and the world. We experience meaningful contribution through giving generously of our time, talents, and treasures, and we intentionally share our community and teachings of the science of mind and spirit. And one of the things that we do every Sunday morning, which just delights my heart, is our inclusion candle lighting ritual. And we light these candles to celebrate the unity of all people, all faiths, all beings, all life. We light the first candle so that we can light the other candles. There's a stage missing a comedian somewhere. We light this first candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples. We light the second candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the third candle for Taoism, honoring the path of ultimate reality, the natural way. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the middle way and path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the teachings of Jesus as the path of love, forgiveness, and healing by the presence within. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of New Thought teachings, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through a practice of the universal spiritual principles of love and law. We light the 10th candle for absolute inclusivity, affirming that all are welcome and celebrated here. And we light this final candle, honoring the infinity of oneness as all creation, seen and unseen. Now I'm going to turn it back over to Miss Madalyn for our next community song. indeed we are held in limitless love. So this is our time of announcements. And we got a bunch, so I'm going to try to consolidate some of them. So the Manifestation Mastery Group, Science of Mind Study Group, Practical Application Group, those are all continuing just like they say on this little piece of paper over there on the table. So if you need a reminder of when those are, pick one of these up on your way out. If you're joining us via live stream, all the info is on our website. Okay, First Friday fun. I just, in the middle of not having internet, we were watching different movies and ran across this movie called The Last Holiday. Last Holiday. It is a Queen Latifah, LL Cool J movie, and it is amazing. It is a movie about, it's a comedy, it's a romance, and it's really about what can happen when we think our days are numbered and how we might change what we do. And so that's what we're going to play with on January 6th. I encourage you all to mark that on your calendar and come. There will be popcorn, and if you have leftover holiday treats, I encourage you to bring those to share. End of January is our annual meeting, our annual membership meeting. So that is coming up January 29th. The bylaws require that I announce that to you, so there, that is done. It is recorded as so via YouTube. Who knew we'd be using YouTube to take board minutes? But here we are. We have our Board of Trustees for Sierra Center, per the bylaws, is actually a range. We can have as few as 5 and as many as 9. We currently have 8, so there's 1 open seat. And we have 4 board members whose term ends at the end of January at our meeting. So we technically have 5 seats open. Those 4 people are deciding if they're going to run again because they have that option. Nonetheless, they still have to be reelected. So if you are feeling called to be in service to this community as a board member, come get one of these. This is an application to be a board member. It's really quite simple. I ask you a few things about yourself, what you bring, why you're called, those kinds of things. Then we have a conversation, and you're added to the slate, provided you are a member in good standing. It's really that simple. I want to take this moment to just express as limitlessly as I can with language how the board that we have, especially those 4 people, have done an amazing job. These 4 individuals were elected and seated in January, at the end of January 2020. We had 1 in-person meeting, and the world shut down. And so, this is a board that has been navigating absolute uncharted territory for the last 3 years, and in my maybe not so humble, maybe completely biased opinion, have done an amazing job. So thank you for everything that you have done. You have really helped hold this whole thing together. Okay, we've got some changes, yes. Let's give them a little love there. So rather than going through, there are a bunch of ideas being ignited in 2023. So there is another piece of paper over there for you. Basically what we're trying to do is create more engagement. So real quickly, the bullet points. First Sunday after service, there will be a community potluck. This is like on a monthly basis. The second Sunday, a workshop after service. The third Sunday is our board meeting. Board meetings are open to the public. So if you want to come, sit in, see what's going on at the board level, you are welcome to do that. On the fourth Sunday after service, we'll have some kind of creative experience. I can't tell you what that's going to be because we haven't gotten there yet. I can tell you for January, it's going to be an exercise in writing your own song, because everybody has a song in them, and you don't have to be a songwriter to know how to write a song. You just have to be open to the experience. On the fifth Sunday, when we do have a fifth Sunday, we will have a community meeting afterwards to check in with everybody, get ideas from everybody. The weekly activities are being restructured slightly to create more consistency. So the Tuesday Manifestation Mastery Group, all of the groups actually, will be from noon to 1 and 5:30 to 6:30. So the Manifestation Mastery will continue on Tuesday. Thursday, we will do the Science of Mind Study Group, and we will drop the Practical Application Group because both of these contain practical application of spiritual principles. And we will continue the First Friday Fun on a monthly basis. These are just where we're starting. If you have ideas, speak up. Tell us what they are. I've had a physical, and I do not have a crystal ball anywhere in me. So if you want me to know what you want, you've got to tell me. Okay. Giving Tree. Got some gratitudes. Thank you, Jerry Lynn Flint. Thank you, Reverend Peggy Tillery, Samuel French, Terry Mitchell, Reverend Julia, and Hillary Dart for your contributions to our Giving Tree. And you can see we've got cards on there. So this is how this tree gets decorated, is every time somebody gives, they either send a card with their gift or we find a card to put on there. So, and we're going to continue with our reading of Ernest Holmes' Treatment for Supply. And as I read it last week, I recognized the clunkiness of the way, because all I did, quite honestly, is I had this in a Word document, and all I did was a find and change, and I changed all of the I's to Sierra CSL, and it didn't work. So I went back through, made a few more edits, and maintained the integrity of his treatment. So we're going to read this together. There are no slides up on the wall because I did not have time to do that. And I want to encourage us to read it prayerfully. This is not an exercise in hurry up and get to the end of it. It's an exercise in taking it in, allowing yourself to feel it, to actually become this prayer, because it will benefit not only Sierra Center, but it will benefit your life as well. Okay, so we're going to start right there at a treatment after this manner should prove the law of abundance in the life of those who use such statements and believe in them. Sierra Center is surrounded by pure spirit, by God, the living Spirit. The collective thought of Sierra Center is God thought, and it is the law unto that whereunto it is spoken. Everything we do shall be a success. We are led, guided, and inspired by the living spirit of love and of right action. We are compelled to move in the right direction and to always know what to do, where, and how to do it. Sierra Center is surrounded by right action. We are filled with the consciousness of right action. Right action is success in all that we undertake to do. We are successful in in all of our undertakings and are financially prosperous in all our efforts. We are surrounded by substance, which is always taking the form of supply and always manifesting itself to us in the form of whatever our need may be at the time. Sierra Center always has an abundance of money and an abundance of whatever it takes to make life happy and opulent. There is a continuous movement toward us of supply, of money, of all that is needed to express the fullest life, happiness, and action. Sierra Center has an inner understanding of its place in the universe. We know that it is unique. The divine does not incarnate in any other center in just the same individualized way that it has as us. We are unique and forever individualized. Therefore, we do not need to imitate any other center, nor do we long for the good that belongs to another. All good is now ours and is now manifest in our experience. We do not compete with any other center or organization, and we are and shall remain forever uniquely Sierra Center. This unique expression of spirit as us is united with all unique expressions, but is always an individualized and a unique expression. There is that in Sierra Center which all people recognize as worthwhile and desirable, and everyone who experiences us loves us and recognizes our worth. We draw all toward us, and those whom we can benefit and those who can benefit us are irresistibly drawn toward Sierra Center. We do not strain, will, or coerce. We know the truth makes us free from the fear of poverty or bondage and emancipates us from the thought of limitation. We see that money, like everything else, is desirable most. Yeah. And we know that we have this idea right in the collective mind of Sierra Center at this moment. We shall always have this idea of abundance. It is ours and we receive it. The opportunity for self-expression and compensation is always open to Sierra Center. And we are at all times compelled to know, accept, and operate upon this opportunity. We have abundance because we are abundance. All that Spirit has is ours now. And so it is. That reads much better. Saturday. It was Friday last year. Saturday, we are doing our Christmas Eve candle lighting service. And you have a very important role this year in our candle lighting service. We're going to do a kind of a mashup of Christmas carols and the Christmas story. And so it's going to be way, way more fun if there are people here to do the music part, because that's your part. I do have song clips with lyrics. It's all that part is all automated, and so we don't need a band or an orchestra, and we have kids singing, and we have orchestras, and we have choirs, and they'll all be right there. Neat trick. Thank you, technology. So I encourage you to join us for that. That will be Saturday, Christmas Eve at 6 p.m. So I want to double back to the giving tree real quickly. This is our end of the year fundraiser. Like many organizations, we have experienced a significant gap in our giving over the last couple of years. And so we are inviting everyone to find whatever it is within you to give to help us close that gap and to invest in Sierra Center's future. Best estimate, we've been around for about 40 years, so if you give $1 a year that we've existed, give $1 a year for how long you've existed. Give $1 a year for how long you've been married, $1 a year for how long you've been in business. Relate it to anything meaningful to you, whatever it takes to establish your gift, and to send that in. We would appreciate it. I encourage you to leverage, if you have Facebook followers, I encourage you to leverage it on Facebook. Lots of places, lots of things I've seen on Facebook are where people ask their Facebook community to give to an organization to celebrate their birthday. You can ask them to give to us just to celebrate you. I know if everyone on my Facebook friends list gave $20, we'd be set for the next 2 years. Now whether they'll do that or not, we'll see. We have gotten a couple off of there already, and so if you're on my Facebook feed and you're listening, well, WD-40, open up your wallet. Let's make this happen. All right. Now I'm going to turn this over to Reverend Julia for our time of inward shift.
Good morning. Nice to see you here. Nice to see you out there. Grateful to be your practitioner today. So today our core value that we are revisiting is inclusion. And here's a definition of inclusion that I found. The act of allowing many different types of people to do something and treating them fairly and equally. And as Rev Rafe reminded us, we are a radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, supportive, interfaith community that celebrates the diversity of creation. And why are we radically inclusive? Because as our founder, Ernest Holmes, shares in what we believe in the incarnation of the Spirit in us, and that all people are incarnations of the one Spirit. Therefore, it naturally follows that we are radically inclusive because we believe that we are all individualized expressions of the one living Spirit. We are one. And so when we are practicing inclusion, we're practicing the truth of who we are. We're living in harmony. We can try to separate ourselves from one another, which of course is impossible. But that certainly won't bring us peace. We cannot live in alignment with the truth of life unless we practice treating everyone fairly and equally. That doesn't mean that we have to agree with everyone or condone behaviors that aren't in alignment with our values. What it means to me is that I need to remind myself every day that we are one, and there is only one. I'm reminded of the scripture in Matthew chapter 25, verses 31 to 46. And I've changed the pronoun. Whatsoever you do to the least of my beloveds, you do unto me. There's also a saying in the peer recovery movement that says, nothing about us without us. So that's just a reminder for us to be inclusive. So I invite us to think about this. If I am not practicing inclusion, then I am trying to exclude a part of the whole, the one living Spirit. And in reality, it's impossible for us to separate ourselves from each other, for we are forever connected by the infinite presence that is the living Spirit. So how can this possibly bring me peace when I'm trying to exclude another? How can I possibly create a world that works for everyone, which is our Centers for Spiritual Living's vision, creating a world that works for everyone? There it is. A world that works for all. It got moved. because we're being radically inclusive. So today I invite us to remember the truth that is our oneness and to choose to practice inclusion so we may continue to move forward in creating that world that works for everyone. And now it is that time within our service that we prepare to go deeper within. So I'm going to ring the bowl 3 times. And then we'll own. one, infinite, eternal, living spirit, everywhere present, in, through, and as all of its creation. All of reality is that one, that loving presence. It is that which gives us life. It is that which breathes us. It is that which lights our path. It is that which has given us everything that is needed and more. Knowing that there can never be any separation, I joyfully remember the truth today that we are forever united as the one in the one. I am so grateful to be part of this spiritual community where we get to practice these principles in our daily lives. I'm so grateful for this Sierra Center for Spiritual Living that comes with so many blessings and opportunities to serve and be served. So grateful for this teaching, this philosophy, this way of life that helps light the light within us and helps light up the world. So grateful for the leadership of this center, for the board of trustees, and for all those who come together to make this community and this service possible. And I claim and accept for Sierra Center that we are a thriving community, that we are open at the top, that we are open to that next emergence of our center, that we are coming together co-creatively to collaborate and create that which works for our highest good. So I give thanks for this blessing that is already done in the mind of God. I give thanks for everyone who shows up to give of their time, their talents, and their treasures. I give thanks for all those who are joining us virtually. I give thanks for that energy, that consciousness of giving during this time of the giving season. Knowing that we are blessed beyond measure because we are abundance. I simply say thank you, God, for all the blessings that continue to flow in, through, and as our lives, individually and as the center collectively, as we continue that law of reciprocity of giving and receiving. And so I simply say thank you for this beautiful, blessed day. Thank you to all who are here and all those who are out there virtually, coming together in consciousness to reaffirm our belief and commitment to these truths. And so I simply release this word into the law with gratitude for all that is, and invite us to say together, and so it is. And now we have our weekly affirmation, and I'll say it out loud, and then we can say it together. I am one with the circle of life. I am one with the circle of life. And so it is.
stream where the air is fresh and clean. I feel these moments bring tears of joy, even when it's a cloudy day. The sun still shines in some special way. I feel the good that's at play in my tears of joy. Tears of joy, they cleanse my soul. Oh, tears of joy remind me I'm home. I am always grateful for tears of joy. I am always grateful for tears of joy. I am always grateful for tears of
Yeah. Oh, tears of joy, a perfect setup for my talk. Ode to Joy. Good morning. I'm Reverend Madalyn Wade, and I'm here to share some joy with you this morning. Yeah. So our theme this month is Living Everyday Wonder, and some of you may be able to have Ode to Joy jump into your head from Beethoven's, Ninth Symphony. The good news is an ode means to sing a poem, but I'm not known for singing, so I'm not singing today. So that's my Christmas present to all of you. Yeah. So an ode to joy, but joy is like, oh my God. It's like, oh, don't breathe so loud. Oh, yes. So Ernest Holmes defines joy as the emotion excited by the expectancy of good, a gladness, a delight, and exultation. Oh, breathe that in. Oh, yes. And then another definition is a feeling of extreme gladness, delight or exaltation of the spirit arising from a sense of well-being or satisfaction. So it's looking forward to it and then experiencing the emotion full out. And it's like, yeah. So here's one of my delights this morning, one of my joys, is I was looking for my red scarf. I couldn't find it. But then I got here and I found a bunch of red beads. So here's the red and the green for Christmas. Yeah. So it all works out. The flow is just there. Except when I let my bloated nothingness get in the way. This is a favorite quote, so I'm just sharing it. This is from Ralph Waldo Emerson. Let us take our bloated nothingness out of the path of the divine circuits. Oh my gosh. And sometimes I'm really bloated. And other times I'm not so bloated. Right now I'm not real bloated. Too much information. Okay, so what blocks and destroys joy? There's all sorts of things, being bloated for one. One of my little things is I look out into the world and I see suffering. And I go, oh my gosh, how can I feel so joyful with all that suffering going on? And then I got a little nugget last Sunday. And the nugget was, although I changed it, you know me, imagine you've got a pond of ice and someone has fallen through the ice and they're suffering and you want to save them. Do you jump in the icy water with them? No. You get a lifeline. You get on your phone and get help. You throw out a rope. You do whatever you can to support them, but you are still strong and in power and in joy. So that someone else's suffering reinforces the need for your joy, for your strength, for your power, for your presence. And that really helped me, because sometimes that's part of my bloated nothingness that pops up. Sometimes that's true. And the other thing sometimes that gets in our way is if we think we can take a shortcut. We don't want to do our work. We don't want to do what really our heart is calling for. We think, well, if I do this, we do a little spiritual bypass. We run around it. I'm just disclosing a few of the things that I've done. I'm not saying you've done them. But there's another one that I've also done that is like, oh, that's not good. And that is comparing myself to others. Anytime there's a comparison, it's a killing of your joy. It's a killing of your joy. And then if you are not in joy with what you've got, you're always in yearning, because there's a deep appreciation for what we do have that's so important. And we all have tools, and I know you guys have been using them. You guys have been using them. Everybody's been using them. So we do our practice. We do our meditation. We do our prayers. We sing. We journal. We dance. We may even sing, have tears of joy. We may walk, do a pilgrimage. We may just smile, for heaven's sakes. Just smiling at somebody, especially if they're a grumpy grocery clerk. It's kind of a game I play in the grocery stores, trying to get anybody who's grumpy to smile. And stories, sharing our stories, caring for one another, feeding each other food. Even this morning we were talking about how to make cookies that are healthy, don't have a bunch of sugar in them. Love, companionship, just giving and receiving. So giving is joyful, and receiving is joyful, especially because when you receive, you're allowing someone else to have the joy of giving. So it's a constant cycle of giving and receiving, joy, 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 joy. And it just, trusting the process, doing the practices. And there are so many benefits for us. It's not just that one little moment of high and happiness and enthusiasm and joy and energy. It's being a whole, knowing you're whole. And one of the benefits too is it lifts your whole mood. It lifts your life. And I don't know about you, but I experience stress sometimes, and it decreases stress and anxiety to practice your joy, to feel it. It boosts your productivity. You're more awake and alive and attentive. And guess what? You get to be more creative. And your thoughts are more positive. All these things. I just had this good idea. Oftentimes in a meditation, a light bulb will go on. And it's like, oh, thank you, God. And I have joy in that moment in my meditation. And you want those good thoughts, those things that just grab you, that give you joy, to spiral up, because they grow and expand. That's what this teaching is about. Accepting your good and knowing that the more you're conscious and grateful and joyful and enthusiastic, it increases it. And your motivation goes. It's I don't know, it's just keeps building and building. And the other thing is joy is really good for your body. So mind, body, it's like your blood pressure goes down when you're in joy. Your immune system is stronger. And we all know how important that is right now. It's amazing. And this is the part I like. I sleep better. I love to sleep. And I'm grumpy when I don't. Ask Gary. My husband will tell you, oh God, she didn't get enough sleep last night. So it helps your digestion. You'll live longer. You'll just be in joy. It's just so perfect for all of us. And then some of you have sorrows. And it is important to recognize that there is sorrow in the world, and for each of us there are times when there is sorrow. And Rumi tells this little story that I really love. Sorrow prepares you for joy. It violently sweeps everything out of your house so that new joy can find space to enter. It shakes the yellow leaves from the bough of your heart so that fresh green leaves can grow in their place. It pulls up the rotten roots so that the new roots hidden beneath have room to grow. Whatever sorrow shakes from your heart, far better things will take their place. That joy is coming in. It's rushing in. And if you feel that sorrow completely, it rushes in faster. So we all know that we have practiced affirmative prayer. So I went and I turned to the Science of Mind textbook, which I encourage everyone to open up and read. It's powerful. And Ernest Holmes, our founder, wrote it, of course. And I was looking for joy in the index, which some editions don't have. But in physical perfection, the chapter is physical perfection, successful living, and mental equivalence. All through these chapters, he's claiming joy. It's like joy, 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 joy. So knowing that that is one of the keys to a beautiful life, which is all, it's our birthright to have that beautiful life. Let's take a deep breath. That's a beautiful life, that beautiful breath. So there's ways to look at embracing joy, to remember to embrace joy. You can be mindful and move your body. You can dance, you can walk. You can do Pilates, or not. you can do yoga. Because joy comes from moving your body too. If you've been experiencing illness or something like that, when your body feels comfortable and energetic again, don't you feel joy? It's like, oh gosh, yes, yes. The other thing that I've done sometimes, I'm working on this, is that I'm not always kind in my self-talk. So it's important to be compassionate and loving to yourself when you're talking to yourself and catching it and knowing that forgive yourself. Oh, I didn't mean that. Yes, I love my body. Yes, I love that challenge. I know there's something better on the side. This lesson is going to be learned. I'm going to get it this time. And I know it's going to keep, whatever that is. So just be kind to yourself. And you could surprise yourself. You might even make a list of all your good traits. Oh my goodness, a list of things that are good about me. Like paper, pen, or a computer. It doesn't matter how you do it, just that you actually do it. And you may surprise yourself. Another thing, of course, is to connect with friends. To be in community. To be all together. To sing together. To eat together. To share one-on-one or in a larger group. To be in service. To be in love with each other. To smile, to hug. Yeah, these red beads are not indicative. I'm open to hugs. It's to be in community. Go for a walk with somebody. Have coffee with someone. Just on the spur of the moment, just pick up the phone. And you can bring joy and light to that person's day and to your own heart. The other thing I like to do is journal. I write out things. I can write out all the things I'm joyful for, all the things I'm grateful for. I see gratitude and joy all intertwined because it's almost like I feel them together. So write a gratitude journal. I even text people each night gratitudes for my day. And I do it joyfully. It's so fun. And then they text back their gratitudes. And it's just a beautiful expression. And that, of course, was gratitude is the last thing that I was going to say about that. It's like, grateful, 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 grateful. So the other thing I like to think about is putting myself in the way of joy. It's like setting it up, setting up the alignment, and knowing that that's what I'm doing as much as I can. So Buddha tells us this: we are shaped by our thoughts. We become what we think. Sound familiar? Hello, that's mine. When the mind is pure, joy follows like a shadow that never leaves. Buddha. So putting ourselves in the way of it is going in the flow, being in perfect alignment. Some of the practices I've already mentioned, some of the things that you can do that are external, that have impact internally. You know, just it's your daily practice, your habits set you up for the joy, the gratitude, the excitement of life. And I just know being in service is part of that as well. Because if you're in service, you're already creating joy in the person receiving, and you're also creating joy within your own heart. It's that cycle of giving and receiving again. And some of you know this, some of you don't, that I work as a court-appointed special advocate, which is a CASA, for the little kids. So I love to hang around the little kids, because talk about joyful, especially at this time of year. So being in service, that's something that nourishes your heart, that opens up that joy, that unexpectedness. Joy hits you in the face sometimes. You don't know it's coming. Isn't that great? And it doesn't hurt. It feels good. Like to be hit by something that's good. The other thing that I really love about, and I know there are people in this room that have this going on, is your animals. Oh my God, you pet your animals. You love your animals. You care for your animals. They are joy walking through your yard. Gary called me the other day because they were quail walking over the snow. It's like, what? Quail. It was so cool to see the quail. The other day I was driving down our road. There goes a skunk right in front of me. I thought, a skunk. And then the skunk went to the little culvert because it was cold and snowy. So he had his little culvert, so he was hiding out. Actually, it was going from our yard to the neighbor's yard, so I knew we were out of clear now. But but petting our beloved animals. I mean, I was writing this talk and my cat was sitting on my lap. I was in heaven. I was in joy. My cat was there. Yeah, so share your treasures. Share your joys. Coming on Sundays, being on the board of trustees, just Sunday services, classes, breaking bread together. Potlucks are really good thing. Doing sacred ceremonies. This coming Saturday night is the candle lighting for Christmas. Oh, how beautiful. And then, I don't know if anybody in here is a World Cup aficionado. I'm not going to tell the score because I actually don't know it. But talk about the joy when your team wins. It could be NFL football. It could be anything. There's joy there too to be had. And then the holiday celebrations. Hanukkah starts tonight. And then we have Christmas and Kwanzaa. So there's so many more things. So if you share the joy with others, it's just so much stronger. And in closing, I want to talk about just one thing. That there are dear people in this world that you have friendships with. Tell them. Tell them the joy that they've brought to your life. Appreciate them. Share it. There's one man who's 92 years old and tells dirty jokes and flirts with every woman he can find. And he's a joy. Now, on the dirty jokes, he cleans them up for the girls. But he, and one of these days he plans to go. But he's going out joyfully. And all the memories he's leaving behind are joyful. It's like, look at that character. Oh my God. He's in love with life and he's 92. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Okay. Oh, one other thing. Music. Don't forget the music. If you're down a little bit, you want to hear some joy, put on some music. Crank it up. Some of your favorite songs. Yeah, it's just, it just, yeah, there's joy. There's joy in the voices. You're hearing it. It's like, oh, so powerful. And also, I celebrate current events. And there's a current event I actually wanted to celebrate. And that was the Respect for Marriage Act was signed into law on December 13th. Now, is it perfect? No. But it's progress. And that brings joy to my heart. There is progress being made. And Mother Teresa says, joy is a prayer. Joy is strength. Joy is love. So I have a question for all of you. What may you do today, this week, to light the spark of joy in your heart? I'm going to repeat that again, and you can think, because I'll be quiet after that for a moment. What may you do today, this week, to light the spark of joy in your heart? Take a deep breath to seal that. Teilhard de Chardin says, joy is the most infallible sign of the presence of God. And then here's some words from Ernest Holmes. There is one supreme intelligence which governs, guides, and guards, and tells me what to do, when to act, and how to act. Everything necessary to fulfill and complete expression of the most boundless experience of joy is mine now. I am joy, peace, and happiness. I am the spirit of joy within me. I am the spirit of peace within me, of poise, of power. I am the spirit of happiness within me. I radiate life. I am life. There is one life, and that life is my life now. From the Science of Mind textbook. Let's take this into prayer. The magnificence of spirit, that divine creator, the universe, the infinite, the power, the love, the grace, the creativity of the one is in and through me and is in and through all. I know this, I claim this, I live this. And I know and accept that this prayer is actually complete with this. But I also embrace more. I embrace that beloved community, the prosperity, the gathering of like-minded souls, beloveds coming to celebrate life together. I just know and accept that each and every one of us thrive and flourish, and that we use these teachings. We live these teachings. We are these teachings. And I know and accept that the power, the grace, the love, the light of spirit is in each and every one of us. I claim it. I know and accept that we live our birthright full out with joy, love, and light. And I know and accept unexpected pleasures and treasures for each of us in this divine season, as our health and well-being is assured, and that we live in joy. So the law is in action. It's beautifully outpicturing. It's that power, that strength, that flow within us. And I accept and know it was outpicturing in each unique person, each love, each light. We are those beautiful stars in the sky. We are the beautiful earth. We are the water. We are all of it. So from this divine unity, I let these words go, knowing that we are one. And I am so very, very grateful as we say together. And so it is. Thank you. Deep breath, please. I have an announcement that I wanted to share. And it's a joyful announcement. I've been with the Sierra Center for 22 years. And I've come to a decision to take a sabbatical. So I'm going to take about 3 months off. And so you won't see me, but I will still be praying for this center and for all of you. And I'm relinquishing the title of assistant minister, but I'm still a presence. We are all one, and I love you all. Thank you.
Show Reverend Madalyn some love, shall we? And I just want to take the opportunity to publicly thank you for the last, almost 4 years, almost 5 years, 4 plus. So, thank you. And I support you in your next adventure with joy. Yeah. So this is our time of conscious giving. So I'm going to invite you to take your gift, to hold it wherever is meaningful to you. And let's say our prosperity affirmation together. I give this gift with love and joy from a consciousness of abundance. Divine love blesses and prospers all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Please receive the gifts.
All is right in my world. Truth is within me. All is right in my world. You can sing with me if you like. Truth is within me. All is right in my world. One more time. Truth is within me. All is right in my world. All is right. All is right in my world.
And so I speak a word of blessing, a word of gratitude, a word of acceptance, of recognition of the divine in form as money, knowing that this blesses the giver and the receiver, knowing that we give through Sierra Center to do great work in the world. And so it is. All right. You stay right there. All right. Couple of reminders. Saturday we have the Christmas Eve, the candle lighting service. Encourage everybody to come. Yes, I will be here on Christmas Day. For anyone that is in desiring or in need of community connection on Christmas morning. Because everybody experiences it a little differently. And so we will have a service on Christmas Day morning. Want to thank some folks. Want to thank Hillary Dart for being our greeter and our usher, and for behind the scenes organizing greeters and PowerPoint folks for Sunday morning. There's a whole lot that Hillary does that nobody ever sees. not the least of which is the uncompeted for spot as being the treasurer on our board of trustees. Thank you for all that you do, Hillary. Thank you. Thank you, Mary Lou, for being here to do our PowerPoint this morning. Thank you, Juanita, for being our wizard behind the live stream. Thank you, Marilyn Gale, for the gift of your music and your service to us as a musician and as our board president, and just as an amazing human being. Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Julia, for being our practitioner this morning. It's so good to have you in person these days. Say again?
I said yes, yes, yes.
Yes. And thank you, Rev Madalyn, for your talk this morning. It's always a treat to get to listen and learn and not be the one speaking. So thank you. And thank each of you for being here. Take this with you. I invite you to, much like 3 meals a day, read it 3 times a day. Embody it. Know the truth and the power of this for Sierra Center. So what are you leaving here with this morning? What gift did you get this morning? Just shout it out. Joy. Humor. Gratitude. Again, if you're online, feel free to put it in the chat. Light. Awesome. All right. So I invite you, let's stand and do our benediction together. Something wonderful is happening as me right now.
Something wonderful is happening as me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called abundance.
It is this thing called abundance.
It is this thing called joy.
It is this thing called joy.
I know it.
I know it.
I feel it.
I feel it.
I sense it.
I sense it.
Because I am it.
Because I am it.
And so it is. All yours, Miss Marilyn.